All right, we're back. It's Thursday, like the 14th or something like that. I wasn't able to get in the garage yesterday, but we're back today, and I'm gonna show y'all something just real quick. It's a quick short, like no doubt short. Um, I'm gonna run timing gears instead of a timing chain this time, and I've never run a timing gear uh, on a dirt motor, so we're gonna see what happens. But anyway, I got some metal or something in my damn hand. Anyway, I'm gonna flip y'all around here and I'm gonna show y'all something. For those of you that don't know or know what these are but haven't used them, you'll put this piece on and it has a timing mark, and then you'll put the crank piece on and it has a timing mark, and you line them up. So it's just like a regular timing chain, timing gears, whatever you have, timing belt, etc., etc. And then you got these gears. I call them the dog bone gears. I'm not sure what they're exactly called, but I just call them dog bone. So this, I might take this all off anyway. It has a piece that sticks out right there. The other side don't have it. And the big gear goes on the left side when you're looking at it, which is the right side of the motor. So anyway, you need clearance between the block and this, per se. Really what you're doing is, because this doesn't really turn, it just sits, right? See? So they talk about the clearance between there and here. But really what they're telling you is that you're supposed to put this on. Let's see if I can get it in here real quick, y'all. Get it back in here. Give me just a second. You probably ain't gonna video nothing. I'll let y'all look at the ceiling. Alright, so you put this back in. I got it back in. And they say the way you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to put this gear halfway in, right? And then this is all to check clearance. And what you're doing is you're getting your clearance between this and basically the block, but this, right? It's your timing cover. And what I did is, what I do with it? Oh, I went and got some good old Play-Doh. I had to buy a whole pack, man. Couldn't buy just one for a couple bucks. But I'll just take it to church or something and give it to some kids. I'll just keep this one color for in the future. But what I do is, this is a big piece, y'all, but you put this on the end right here, right? And then you take your timing cover oops, you line it back up and you just push it on. You're supposed to put the gasket in here. I haven't cleaned the gasket off of this one, so I'm just doing it like this. Plus the gasket will add, I don't know, a thousandths, 2,000ths or whatever. But anyway, you put this on and then you're going to take it back off. And what you're doing is, mine happened to stick to this, but usually it'll stick to this. But as you can see, it pushed the gears in. And that is riding up against the block. But as you can see here, this is where it was, right there. And there's still some there. And you literally have 0.005 is all you need for clearance. So trust me, that's 0.005 or more. That. Because 0.005 is like a sheet of paper or thinner. And I can show y'all. Okay, so my calipers are at 0. Well, I don't know why I might have some trash on. So at 0. So that's 4. Right there. 0.004. I don't know if I can turn it. That's 0.006, y'all. Can you see a gap there? I don't know about you, but I can't really see a gap. So that's how much of a clearance you need for this. So let's do it like this. Remember, I'm not using a gasket, y'all. So let's see if it'll stick to the gears this time. You put it up there, push it in, pull it back off. Okay. So as you can see, there's some left on there. If I can get it to focus. There's some left on there. Trust me, that's more than 0.005. So that means that I have clearance. I have 0.005 clearance, a gap between this cover and that. So if you really think about it, if that moves back and forth, you have 0.005, 000 to 005 clearance for it to kind of shift back and forth. And if you look, the gears are all the way, let me turn y'all a little bit, all the way meshed 100% these with these. These do stick out further. This gear is thinner than this gear. These are meshed 100%. So that's how you can check the gap. Turn that off for a second. That's how y'all can, on a timing gear or really anything, you can check gaps on your heads. From your heads to your pistons. You know, you put a piston at top dead center and you want to know how thick of a head gasket you need to have because you've had your block decked and then your head's decked, etc., etc. You could put Play-Doh on top of your piston, and when you put Play-Doh on top of your piston, you put your head on with no gasket and then measure. You see how much is there, and if there's something still there and it ain't squished it all out and it's touching the piston, but you measure it and you'll know how much clearance you have already. So then you can determine you need that minimum. I mean, you need a gasket no matter what. So you can go all the way down to, I guess, a sheet of paper if you wanted to have it that damn close. But you'll know you have clearance for the piston. Then if you take and put Play-Doh in where the valves go on your piston, that little cup, and you rotate your motor over, put the head on, obviously you got the valve train in, push rod, lifters, all that, and you put the head on and just run it down. All I do is run them down. I don't torque the damn bolts. Ain't gonna make that much of a difference. But anyway, I run them down on each end, probably 2 bolts on each end, the inside bolt and the bottom bolt on the head. But then I rotate the motor, and the piston goes down, comes up, the valves open up and close, yada yada yada, and then you'll see how much clearance you have for your valve to your piston. So now you know your valve to piston and your piston to your head, which the valve is going to be more important, but some people just like to know that difference, you know, when they do different size gaskets, etc. It tells you whether, you know, it can give you information just simply going from a dome top or a flat top piston to a dome top, or a dish piston to a flat top for your piston clearance, etc. Just some basic food for thought, you know. But that's what I'm doing with the gears there, and I'm gonna try them out this year. So they were on another motor. Almost, they look almost brand new. They mesh extremely well. Almost, probably too tight, almost. But anyway, that's what we're doing, and we're going to assemble this engine today and finish it up hopefully, so we can try to fire it off either tomorrow or Saturday. All right, y'all. Have a great Thursday.